Small business war stories. Small businesses are the soul of America. And this is where they tell their stories. I am your host, Pablo Fuentes. Hey, small business people and lovers of good stories in general. This is Pablo Fuentes, and I'm your host for Small Business War Stories. Welcome to the show. And today I sat down with Matt and Taylor Gutierrez in Fredericksburg, Texas, and they have the Hotel Kitsmiller. And we've never had anybody on the show. This is episode 49 today. We've never had anybody on the show that is kind of more from the hospitality side of things. We've had some restaurants, but we've never had anybody that has a hotel. So it was really interesting for me. I stayed at the Hotel Kitsmiller. It is a themed hotel. It's kind of like a historic motel that they turn into a really cool themed hotel in Fredericksburg, Texas, which is a really colorful, cool town, about an hour and change outside of Austin. And it's very close to Luckenbach. If you're a country music fan, you probably know this song, Luckenbach, Texas, with Waylon Willie and the Boys. But it's a cool little town with a cool vibe, and it was great to sit down with Matt and Taylor and talk about how they ended up from working in hospitality here in Austin, ended up running the Hotel Kitsmiller. And so I don't want to steal the thunder, but this episode of Small Business War Stories is sponsored by Proven. Proven is a company I started. And Proven is a company that helps small businesses hire. So if you want to go, you need to hire somebody, you can go on there and post your job. We distribute it to over 100 job boards and help you collect all of the applicants in one place. And it works really well. There's a free trial. Check out proven.com. But in addition to that, we are hell-bent on helping you, small business person, small business owner, aspiring small business owners, with all your needs. So we are publishing a lot of really cool articles on blog.proven.com on our blog to help small businesses. And I'm also coming up with a book soon about all the things that I've learned by listening to you, by small business people all over the country. So keep an eye out for all those things. But for now, let's focus on Matt and Taylor Gutierrez from Hotel Kitsmiller in Fredericksburg, Texas, in episode 49 of Small Business War Stories. And we are live here in Fredericksburg, Texas. Is that right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Great job.
And here I am sitting with Matt and Taylor Gutierrez at the Hotel Kitsmiller. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Of course. So this is a really cool spot in a really cool town, so we have lots of things to talk about. But I'd first love to learn, how did you decide to start this? What was the, tell me more about, what is the Hotel Kitsmiller, first of all?
Sure.
Yeah. Hotel Kitsmiller is a retro motor court from the 1940s. So it's been in Fredericksburg for a very long time, has a lot of history in this town, which we absolutely love.
Lots of history, lots of character. We were a smaller unit hotel. We have a total of 21 units.
Okay. You used a technical term that I didn't know what it meant. What was the first thing you said? That it was a retro...
Oh, a motor court style
what does
motel.
that mean? What does that mean?
So, in the 40s, they kind of started having motor court hotels along big highways.
Yeah.
Made famous along Route 66.
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So in the 50s, it was very traditional to have motor court style hotels.
Okay.
Which means that you have little carports for cars to hide, and are protected from the elements and everything like that.
Okay.
So that's kind of everything's on the ground level.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Awesome. And so you said that the hotel has been in Fredericksburg for a long time, right? So, and how long have you guys had it?
We've been here for just over a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I want to hear about that inspiration. Where did you come from? Where were you before?
Directly before this, we were in Hawaii, in the big island of Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah. And before that, we met in Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. We were both in hotels before as well.
Got it. So interesting. So you were in Austin, so you knew about Fredericksburg through Austin then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You used to come here when you were little.
I grew up coming here a lot.
Okay.
So Hotel Kitsmiller is actually a family business.
Okay.
So Kitsmiller is on my mother's side. It's my mother's maiden name.
Okay.
So
We were actually married on the Kitsmiller Alexander farm.
Oh, okay. So it had been in your side of the family before.
yes,
Got it.
yes,
Okay,
exactly.
so it's not like you randomly decided to
no,
pick this one.
no,
Okay.
Correct,
no,
no.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that brings a lot of passion to the business and
Of
everything.
course.
But we were in big hotels in Austin, and that's where we met, and kind of decided that the big corporate world wasn't really for us.
Yeah.
Wasn't
your
really
cup of tea.
driving.
Yeah. We want to work
Yeah.
for ourselves.
Yeah.
We want to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I heard a great thing the other day that I said I'd rather be somebody's shot of whiskey than everybody's cup of tea.
That's awesome.
I love
yeah.
that. Yeah, that kind of fits us.
Yeah, that definitely does.
So, yeah, the opportunity came about
Okay.
after we had relocated back from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And we jumped at it. So,
That's
we were.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So what, I mean, did you consider other options when you were getting into hospitality? I mean, it's a big jump to come from the Big Island back to Central Texas, right?
Sure, yeah.
Were you thinking about maybe doing something out there? What was that process like?
You know, like home is where the heart is kind of a deal, you know. We like being close to family.
Yeah.
And Texas is us. I mean,
You
we're
grew up
Texas
here as
through
well?
and through. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm from the DFW area.
Okay.
Just north of, just in Louisville, you know,
Okay.
home of the Fighting Farmers.
Yep.
And then
Got it.
my wife is from Temple, Texas.
Okay.
Which
That's
is
a little bit north of Austin,
It is.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. Awesome.
So yeah, born and raised, we always knew we wanted to be here. So here we are back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're happy.
yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. So you have a motto that's really interesting, and it says German heritage and Texas hospitality. Like, what does that mean to you guys?
Fredericksburg's based on German heritage. The settlers were German
Okay.
in this town, so that's why you see German restaurants and so many things like
Yeah,
that.
quite a bit of German influence
Okay.
for sure in the culture here.
Yeah.
So we want to keep that alive for sure.
Okay.
Both of us have German in our families too.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm half German actually.
Yeah,
I
there you
lived
go.
in Germany as
Yeah.
a kid.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, they have
Half
great
Chilean,
beer.
half German. Interesting. Yeah, exactly.
And then we're Texan through and through. So
Okay.
Yeah.
that hospitality, the friendliness, the openness, and all of that we want to keep alive as well.
Yeah.
That's
That red dirt in our veins.
Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, tell me more for maybe folks who don't know much about the town of Fredericksburg. What is the town like, and why do people like to come here? What brings people to town?
there's so many big draws to Fredericksburg. It's
Yeah.
such a small town, but with a huge personality.
Okay.
In the recent years, the wineries,
Yeah.
have just blossomed.
It's
Yeah.
like the Texas wine country, as you know, they're saying it's starting to get on all the list of to-dos in Texas. You know, it's
Yeah.
always in the top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much construction and so much booming around here. You know, there's a brand new brewery, that's going in.
I saw it's being built right down the road. Right?
Allstad Brewery.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
There are outstanding restaurants here. I mean, not just German-themed restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of food here that's really good.
Great museums. There's a National War Museum here for
Right.
the Pacific War.
Right down- it's about
that's
half mile from
incredible.
here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's walking distance from here.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. And there's a
huge.
lot of live music too, right? So you have
Yeah.
Luckenbach, which is just a few miles down the road.
Yep.
Yeah, we
And
love
then-
Luckenbach.
And then you also have a lot of different, I saw Shooter Jennings here last night, and
The
there's a lot of
backyard.
different, the backyard.
Yeah.
There's lots of different, musical influences too, right?
Sure,
So you have-
yeah.
I mean, last night I think I was looking. There's like 30 different shows going on.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
how many people live in Fredericksburg?
10,000.
That's a lot of shows for 10,000
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
However, every weekend the population goes up to 40,000.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where our business comes in.
Right. That
We
is,
definitely help out.
that's really interesting. So wow, I didn't know that was like such
Yeah.
a big multiplier. So when you're here on a Wednesday, it feels very different.
It does.
Oh yeah.
It does. You can kind of experience Fredericksburg like a local if you come during the week.
Okay.
To be honest with you, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more casual.
Yeah.
We like that. That's definitely a best kept secret of Fredericksburg. If you come
Okay.
during the week,
Uh-huh.
it's a little bit more peaceful, wouldn't you think?
And more affordable.
Yeah.
As well.
For sure.
Oh, because the prices go up during the weekends.
Yes.
Absolutely. Supply
Wow,
and demand.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you guys live nearby here, or do you guys?
We live here on property.
You live on the
yeah,
property?
we are the innkeepers, so we are here
That is
all
awesome.
the time.
That is awesome. So that's why you have your record collection right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't go far
It's the
without
only place
them.
to put it.
Yeah, no, I love that. I have a similar number of records at home,
Awesome.
so I definitely can appreciate that.
Yeah, we're very passionate about music. We love going to see live music.
Yeah.
We love going out to Lukenbach.
Yeah.
I mean, just sitting under those trees.
Yeah,
and listening to
I've
country
gone there on a
music.
few Fridays there when they have like the picker circles and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, during the week.
Hayden's the guy that runs the 1 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Hayden's my boy.
Nice. Very cool. There's a lot of character out there.
Yeah, definitely. That's true. I went to the blues festival too, and like that, inside of the venue they have there.
Sure. Cool.
That's awesome. So I want to ask you a question that you guys do something that is I haven't seen a lot of in the hospitality industry, which is you have both the traditional kind of hotel thing, but you also book out through Airbnb,
Sure.
right? Tell me more about that. What's that choice? What are the pros and cons of doing that?
We love Airbnb. We love all of our Airbnb guests.
Okay.
They're very like-minded, and that's kind of why we decided to do that.
Sure. Yeah, we found out about it because we're travelers.
Okay.
We have the travel bug too, so we like going places.
Sure.
Airbnb is fun. Like, it's a cool way of experiencing a place that's totally different.
Yep.
You know.
Totally.
So we kind of wanted to attract that. You know, we saw that as an opportunity with our themed rooms.
Yep.
And we wanted to make sure that we put those up there.
Yeah.
From the outside, Hotel Kitsmiller does look like an old 40s style motel.
Yeah.
However, on the inside of the rooms, as you saw, some of them are completely redone.
Yeah.
And themed rooms. We've got
Yeah. How many of your rooms are themed?
let's see here. We got the Willie Nelson room.
Yeah.
We got the Waylon Jennings
That's
room.
where I stayed. Yep.
The John Wayne.
Yeah.
Saltillo King. The Hunter's Lodge.
And the Lone Star.
And the Lone Star room.
So about
Six themed
a
rooms.
third or so.
Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And do you guys plan to turn all of them into theme rooms at some point or not?
I don't know.
We like also the mid-century style, and
Okay.
we would probably like to keep that in some of the rooms as well, because that's
Okay.
really traditional in a motor court style
Yeah,
motel.
yeah.
So.
Okay. Cool. So you guys have that balance there. So
Yeah.
are only your theme rooms on Airbnb then, and the other
Yes.
ones are available through your website?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that. So you guys have like a mix.
But they're available on the website as well. So pros and cons to Airbnb.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
So pro to Airbnb is we are bringing in like-minded individuals, people that
Yeah.
see the room and they know exactly what they're getting.
Yeah.
That's a huge pro. Con is, we have to manage that. So we have a separate reservation system versus Airbnb.
Got it.
So
you have to like double match, make sure
Balance it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because if they're booking a certain type of room, a themed room, we can't just switch them into a different room.
Yeah.
You can't do that. With a larger property, a larger hotel where you have hundreds of rooms to choose from,
Sure.
you can easily correct that. This every little bit matters.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
yeah, it's important that we meet all those expectations when we're booking that particular room.
Yeah,
So.
that makes sense. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit less flexibility, I guess you have
Sure.
there. And do you lose any money on fees and stuff like that too, or do you work it out so you don't?
I think it's worth it because it's we're attracting the people that like what we're doing.
Yeah, it's
Don't you
also a
think?
good way to get your get exposure to what you're doing, right? So you probably have a crowd that wouldn't have found you otherwise.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So it's like
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
greenfield.
Mhm.
Okay, that's really cool. How do you guys before we moved on from the theme rooms? Who decides how to decorate them? Like what's the process when you decide? Okay, we're gonna have this theme room that is like, let's say the Waylon Jennings room. Who decided what went in there?
So the Willie and the Waylon rooms were the first two that
Yeah.
we actually had a huge hand in the whole process.
Yeah.
So those two units started, ground level. They were storage units.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
there
the
was
flooring wasn't there.
there was
It
a shell
Okay.
of a house there.
Yeah.
So
part of a shell.
yeah, no floors. You're exact. No roof. No, I'm sorry, a roof. No ceiling.
Yeah.
And it was just full of stuff that had just been collected. This place is built in the late 40s, so you
Yeah.
can imagine there's stuff that just gets tucked into corners.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those deals. So
Yeah.
that was a big project, getting everything out and then kind of designing it and kind of like the layout, how we wanted it, and and then also picking the pretty colors and the good looking tile and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Furniture.
And the themes for the room, so we're big fans of Lukenbach as well, like we were talking about,
Yeah.
and William Whalen. They were big players out there
Yeah.
and big buddies, and we knew we were doing two rooms.
Did you know
and-
that this song Lukenbach, Texas got written without Waylon ever having been there?
No, I
I
did
did
not.
not.
I learned that there. It's
Wow.
kind of wild actually. Like what they told me there is they came back to play it there after the song became big, but it was written by like some writer in Nashville or something like that.
Oh
Wow,
my
I had no
gosh.
idea.
Yeah, I didn't
Wow.
know that either. It's crazy.
That's good to know.
That is good
We're
to
supposed to be
know.
the experts.
We
Yeah.
are now.
Well, we should probably double check this because it got told to me.
Okay.
It got told to me at Lukenbach, which kind of reminds me of like the Towns Van Zandt live at ACL record, where he says that he learned a song from like his 105-year-old grandmother that learned it from a 110-year-old cousin who had learned it from Towns himself.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's like we got to make sure here that we
Lukenbach
fact check
story.
that. But,
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So, being in the hospitality business, I'm sure you see a lot of odd, wacky things. What are some of the more interesting stories and things you've seen without naming names or anything,
Sure.
unduly exposing people? But
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we have all different types of people, all
Sure.
different walks of life that come through here, and I mean, it is what it is. It's part of the business.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
But
saying?
what are some of the more colorful ones?
What do you think?
Well, we wanted to, so we definitely want to protect people's privacy.
Yeah.
So we wanted to maybe tell you about kind of our funny stories
Okay.
starting
Sounds good.
with the business.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So when we relocated here,
Yeah.
we found out about the gig on like a Friday? Mm-hmm. Like the family reached out to us and said, listen, there's an opportunity here.
Yeah.
And would you be interested in it? And we
Okay.
said, well, yeah, let's go for it. Let's do it. Because it was something that we were looking forward to doing.
Yeah.
So we got here, Monday?
Mm-hmm.
After the Friday.
Yeah.
And when we got here, first off, whenever we got here, the property was only rented on the weekends.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the rooms were very ignored,
Okay.
right? So it just took some time to get them back up to snuff.
Yep. I
Right?
bet.
On top of that, we needed to take care of ourselves, right? So
Sure.
when we got here, the living quarters were not, I mean, they weren't the best simply because
Yeah.
the previous management had, like pets and they were smokers and,
Yeah.
it wasn't the best. So
So you had to rehabilitate it.
So we definitely had to bring it back up to where it needed to be. Involved, like removing all the furniture,
Yeah.
taking the carpet out, all that good stuff. Lots and lots of fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, we also moved here with basically just filling up my truck and coming here.
Yeah.
Like, we had stuff in storage, but we didn't have time.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a bed when we first got here.
Yep.
So obviously tons of beds here. That's great,
Yeah.
right? However, the weekend came around.
Right.
And we didn't have a bed.
Oh wow.
So we ended up, we got like an air mattress? Is that right?
An air mattress that had a hole in it.
Well, we
Yeah.
didn't know
Well,
it had a
most
hole
air
in it.
mattresses have holes in them after the first time. You
Yeah, so we didn't know it had a hole in it, of course. So like when we went to sleep, it was like, like on a
It
cloud.
had
was
a high
outstanding.
taco factor. That's
Yeah.
what I call when you sink into the mattress and you have the
Yes.
mattress coming
Yeah.
up on both sides. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So,
didn't bother me.
yeah, Taylor didn't wake up at all.
Yeah.
Somehow, but I would wake up and she was like on me. in
Yeah.
my face and then I had to plug it back in,
Yeah.
and blow it back up and
Yeah. So how long did it take until you guys had everything set up here to live?
So yeah, literally we were living in there with just an air mattress for a while.
Yeah. Well,
No
also,
furniture.
I mean, it was hard for us to get to that because there was so much to do out there.
Yeah, of course.
And then on top of that, it was just us. This is the dream team right here.
Yeah.
It's just me and my wife, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we didn't have any housekeepers. We didn't have any maintenance. We didn't have anybody. So it was like...
Was there existing staff here
None.
before? None.
None.
Okay.
No. So we had to, like, literally start over from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was...
And train ourselves on the system and
Yeah.
everything like that.
It was crazy. It was really crazy, but it was
So you had to hit the ground running.
definitely, yeah, absolutely, at a
Okay.
full sprint.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. And this was so you guys had been in hospitality before, but this was the first time that you had been, running the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife was on the front office side of things, and I was on the food and beverage side.
Okay.
So I did all the food stuff, and my wife did all the.
So
guest
it was
services stuff.
totally new to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew, the
Some of it.
basics.
Yeah.
But different system and running everything from housekeeping to maintenance to
Mm-hmm.
That must have been a steep learning curve, right? To like make sure that everything ran right, the way you wanted to.
It took time to
Yeah,
get
I
used
think
to
we
it.
did pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, are you guys still doing more work on the property? Do you feel like you've gotten to a place where you like where it is, or you like continue to improve it? What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely continuing to improve.
Yes.
There's a lot to do still.
Yeah.
For sure. You know, there are some rooms that just need a little bit more help. I mean,
Yeah.
they're obviously all rentable because we sell out almost every single weekend.
Yeah.
However, there's certain things that we want to do to make it our own personal thing.
Makes sense.
You know, like
Cool.
it's just gonna take time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Can you tell me about a time when things went wrong? Like a lot of our audience are small business people, small business owners, and people I think like hearing relating to challenges and like when things like maybe you're like, oh shit, I don't know what's gonna happen here. And how did you solve that?
Definitely one huge thing would come to mind. Both of our minds, I'm
Yeah.
sure, we're thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Fredericksburg has a 0% unemployment rate. So,
Oh, interesting.
yes. So finding help and finding good, quality, reliable, long-term help
It's a
is
challenge.
a very big challenge.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tell me more about that. So there's 0% unemployment because there's so much hospitality business.
Well, also there's it's a small town. You
Yeah.
know, there's only 10,000 people here.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that reside here, this is their second home. Do you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's like a vacation home.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like some of the more affordable living situations are further out because the hill country is just, it's beautiful, you know, high-end properties
Yeah.
out here, you know? So a lot of the people have to come in from, Kerrville, from Bernie,
Yeah.
Johnson City.
Yeah, Johnson City, Marble
Johnson
Falls.
City, that's not that close. Johnson City's what, like half hour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
all of them are about a half an hour away.
Okay.
So it's a challenge, you know, because
The housing just isn't affordable, and it's like a little bubble here.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, and you will see that with every business. Any business owner we talk to that we've gotten to know says the exact same thing.
Interesting. What are potential solutions? Like, how do you guys deal with that?
Well,
Hiring.
we advertise or we put ads in the paper for Kerrville. I mean, you have to search outside of Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only way to do it because
Okay.
you can't just post flyers. Like that's what we thought we could just do. We could just post flyers everywhere,
Yeah.
and we would get recognition. You know, new
Yeah.
management.
Yeah.
You know, competitive salary, flexible hours, full time, part time, all that kind of stuff, and it's just
Didn't work.
yeah, it didn't work. So we had
Yeah.
to kind of go out and
How many people do you employ here?
We have 3 housekeepers. That's
Yeah.
kind of full time.
Right. And then we have
We're fully staffed right now.
Yeah.
Knock on all the wood, everyone.
and
Exactly.
we have someone that kind of helps us at the front desk as well. So
Okay.
on the occasion, it's more of like an on-call position.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's literally like it's just us
Yeah.
and like 3 ladies are helping us with housekeeping.
Okay.
So, and you wouldn't think that's much, right? But you really
Well,
rely,
yeah. Right. If you lose one, that's
Right.
1/3 of your housekeeping power. So.
and that's the way it works too. Like we never just lose one.
Yeah, just recently we lost 2, and we were out. I mean, we were cleaning rooms every weekend with my little brother coming up to
Yeah.
help on
Shout
his
out to
summer break
Grant.
Yeah.
for a month and a half.
That's an internship right there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Sure is. Put that on your resume, Grant.
Yeah.
So, truly a family business at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. What would you say is the number one piece of advice that you would give people who are thinking about setting out on their own to start their own business? I mean, it's, as you've experienced, very different to work for other people than it is to be on your own. So what's the number one kind of lesson or piece of advice that you guys have learned from that?
Sure. Just continue, keep going. You know, work through it. You know, it's hard. It's tough. There's a lot of challenges, a lot of pros and cons.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's worth it.
What do you think are the pros and cons of like being on your own versus working for someone else?
Well, especially such a small business. I mean, just like the housekeeping situation, when things don't go your way, it's
Yeah.
just you there at the
Yeah.
end, you know, and
Right.
you're picking up all that slack. So it's really, you know, brought us closer together.
Sure,
He's
yeah.
really good at cleaning now.
Yeah. Well,
Pros.
that's interesting you say that. You say it's brought you closer together.
Uh-huh.
That is not necessarily what would happen. I mean, I'm sure there are situations where people start a business together where it does not bring you closer
Sure.
together.
Sure, yeah.
Sure,
So-
and there are days when you're like, oh my God, I can't stand another second with you.
Yeah.
But then we sit down and we watch a show and we're good, you know?
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Pros is I get to spend all my time with my wife.
There you go.
That's outstanding.
That's awesome.
You can't beat that.
That's
you really
awesome.
can't.
Yeah.
We've only been married since last October, so I mean.
Oh, so it's been less than a year.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Also, we got the opportunity to foster kittens. We partner with the SPCA, so since we do spend all of our time at home, we foster neonatal kittens. So we love that. That's brought a lot of happiness.
How many kittens are currently
residing here?
Yeah.
5.
5.
So
that's a lot of kittens.
So we started off with these 2, right? Mm-hmm. But then my mom would call them foster fails. They're now our forever kitties.
Oh.
Okay. So we've got 2 for sure, and that's little Momo and Curly, also known as Biggie, and then we've got 3 more right now.
Okay.
That are fosters that are like 6 weeks old.
And they'll be adoptable soon.
Very soon.
Anyone out there?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anywhere on your website where you have like the adoptable kittens that you have on the property?
Not yet, no. But if you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, you can see pictures.
Awesome.
For sure, yeah. And then also Hill Country SPCA is the ones that we're helping out, and they help us out too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Check out their website for sure.
Cool. What's your vision for the next 10 years? What do you guys want to do with this? If you project this out, you are here in the heart of one of the most compelling tourist destinations in Central Texas. Where do you see both the town and your business going?
Sure.
Fredericksburg is only going up. It's such a huge destination for people, and I don't see that stopping because of all the wineries and everything that's being built in this town. And for us, we think it's just the beginning as well. We would definitely like to build upon this business and get it to the place where it needs to be, and then kind of do some of our own things as well that we've always wanted to do and talked about.
Yeah, sure. There's talks of adding on some type of food and beverage type of thing.
Interesting.
Because
that's your background.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that all hotels could benefit from, for sure.
Sure.
And then, really the sky's the limit. I mean, it's such a cool property. It's located right here on Main Street.
Yeah.
It's got tremendous potential, and it's just going to take time, for sure.
Do you think you'll add to the capacity of the rooms, or do you think before that you would do something more related to food and beverage and have something more?
I think that we probably won't. Well, I don't know. There's potential to go either way, to be honest with you, because we're kind of deciding what to do with the extra space.
Yeah.
But we would like to start the food and beverage thing as soon as possible, wouldn't we?
Yes, we would.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that you want people to know about your business? What are your social media handles and your websites and such? Anything else?
Sure. So on Facebook, Hotel Kitsmiller on Main, as well as Instagram.
That's Kitsmiller.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right.
Spelling bee.
Yeah, so we're on Twitter as well. Same thing, Hotel Kitsmiller on Main. And our website itself, hotelkitsmilleronmain.com. So, Hotel Kitsmiller on Main.
Again, that's Hotel Kitsmiller on Main.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome.
More to know about us. We're here, and we're super hospitable, and we really, truly enjoy having people stay with us. So, we're glad to be a stop along the way if you're passing through, or if you want to stick around for a couple days.
Sounds good.
That's awesome with
Come
us as
stay
well.
in the theme rooms.
Yeah,
right?
for
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
Maybe next time I'll stay in the Willie.
Yeah, and listen to a record with us.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today, and I really, really appreciate it. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Great to meet you,
Yes,
too.
All right, you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Small Business War Stories. If you enjoy the show, share it with a friend, or you can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or on our blog at blog.proven.com. If you have an idea for us, we'd love to hear it. Please email us at podcast@proven.com. See you next time. Small Business War Stories. Small businesses are the soul of America. And this is where they tell their stories. I am your host, Pablo Fuentes.